So if you ready for this video, stay tuned because we're about to get into it. Not all that. Like, he not all that. He was cute, but he was not all that.
Bitches, these bitches be hanging, she all in my mentions. On with your nigga, unless he my nigga. Ass, all in your face. Eat it up, eat it up, eat it up, eat it up like some.
My name is Deshaun and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, this is gonna be a get ready with me male makeup, no makeup look, very much just male grooming type of vibe. And yeah, I'm gonna walk y'all through what I do to achieve a seamless, clean cut look on my face with just a few makeup products. And oh, how could I forget? This is gonna be, while I'm doing this, we're gonna do a story time about my first time. So let's get into it. Just a disclaimer before we start. As some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not know, I have dipped and dabbed in the makeup industry and I am aspiring to be a makeup artist. I have not been working on it, but I'm getting back into it. So this is just a way to kind of, you know, throw out some different content and get back into the makeup thing. Also, just let it be known, baby, this right here, nothing is on my face. I don't need makeup. So let's not ever get it twisted. Let's not ever get the face card sits. What JT say? JT Visa. Yeah. But we're gonna have fun and we're gonna get into it. I'm excited to do this video with y'all. So let's get into it. To first start, I'm just gonna get a cotton swab and some micellar water just to get all the excess oil and stuff off my face. And I'll be telling the story as I go. So, this story took place when I was about 14, I would say 14, 15 years old. I grew up in Wisconsin, in a small town called Waukesha. At the time, I was probably like, what, 7th grade? I was really just like figuring out myself, you know, and being gay, you know, it's not easy growing up. You know, it's hard because you feel like you're still trying to find yourself. You're still trying to figure out what you want to do, who you want to be, you know, so it's kind of a hard thing. So I just I'm just letting my face dry. But yeah, like I said, it was a hard thing. So, you know, I didn't know for sure what I liked, but I knew for sure what I liked. So at this point in time, I had just moved to a neighborhood. I had just actually moved closer than where I lived before. So I'm gonna give everybody that's in this story like a different name because I don't want nobody trying to figure out what happened. But if people knew me or if people like went to school with me or anything, they probably know, but they don't know. So it's okay. But yeah, so I started, you know, hanging out. You know, you start going outside, meeting other people. And so I went outside and I met a girl. And we're going to give her the name Sierra. Her name is Sierra. So, you know, I met Sierra and it was through some other people that I had knew that lived in apartments across from Sierra. Because Sierra stayed, remember this, Sierra stayed in a duplex, kind of like a 4, like 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. And then it was an apartment complex across. So I had met her through some other people. So me and Sierra met pretty much and we got real cool. And we started to hang out. Now, in us hanging out, I met her brother. And this is what Storytime is about. We're going to give him the name... Weird. No. Okay. We're going to give him the name Ruben. There we go. Ruben. So we're going to give him the name Ruben. So shortly after meeting Sierra... Okay, so let me tell y'all. This is the Master Prime by Face Studio. by Maybelline. This is a primer. I really like this primer personally on me. When I do other people's makeup, I usually use the e.l.f. Power Grip primer. But for me, doing just like really light makeup on myself, I like this. So I'm just gonna apply this. But yeah, so what was I saying? So yeah, so I eventually, of course, I met Ruben because Sierra and Ruben lived in the same house, of course. They brother and sister. So, you know, typical thing like, oh, Sierra like, oh, this is my brother Ruben, blah, blah, blah. And I had, you know, I had known nothing about him because I met her. You know, me and her had hit it off real good. So it was never like nothing about no brother. So I met Ruben, and when I first met Ruben, I didn't like, I wasn't in my head like, oh my God, he's so fine, like, oh my God, I like him. Like, I wasn't thinking like that at all. I was just like, oh, he's cool, you know, just another dude, like just another boy, you know. So me and Sierra got pretty close over the course of like a few weeks, a few months, and we would hang out a lot, and it became to the point where it was like like, because Sierra, I would say Sierra is about 3 to 4 years older than me, maybe not even 3 or 4, maybe like 2, but like at least 2 to 3 years older than me. So, you know, people always assume when a boy and a girl hang out that it's more than just a boy and a girl hanging out. And so at this time, of course, I wasn't out. So I'm presenting as a straight person, a straight boy. And I'm 14 years old and she's 16, 17 years old, whatever. So, of course, that's gonna make people think, oh, they like each other. Oh, and people would say that. But she would shut it down almost like, hell no, I don't know nobody like that. Because she knew, it was like unspoken, like she knew I was gay, but she didn't never like disrespect me or like make it like she was like talking about me, but we all knew the tea basically. So pretty much, you know, time goes on, and it would be times where me and Sierra would hang out, and Ruben would like input himself, kind of like just pop up, or like we would be at their house or something, and he would just like come out of nowhere and be trying to like talk. And you know, me and him would start to like get to know each other a little bit here and there, but it was just that. So one day, I remember it was like probably during like a break or something we had at school. So it was like nobody had to go to school, so it was lit. You know how it be when you don't gotta go to school, you lit. So I just let the primer, I'm just letting the primer sit. I'm about to do my eyebrows, but all I'm doing to them is just gonna like make them stay more. So probably spray a little setting spray and use this eyebrow gel. So yeah, so it was one of those days, and pretty much, you know, Mama would always let me hang out with them because it was literally right across. Like we lived like this. Like this was their house, this was my house. So I was like, I want to spend a night. Like, let's spend a night. And Sierra's like, yes, that would be so fun. Yes, you should spend a night. So I asked my mom. Mom said yeah. And now that I think about it, I'm like, I probably told her that I was spending the night to hang out with Ruben, because I told her I had met Sierra and Ruben like at the same time because they was brother and sister. But pretty much, Mom said yeah, and then they asked their mom, and she said yeah. So it was a go. So it was like boom. So pretty much, it was lit. So I like bring whatever I brung over there to like spend the night. Of course, I didn't really bring no bag or nothing, but I brought probably like snacks or something with me. And you know, it was lit. It was busting. We lit. So we was hanging out, turned up. Me and Sierra, we turning up. We listening to music. We laughing, like we joking, whatever. And at the time, I believe Ruben wasn't even at the house yet. Like he probably was at like his cousin's house or something. And eventually he came to the house. So, oh, and y'all, it's gone because I love this and I have to get some more. But this is some clear brow gel. This is some e.l.f. brow gel. I love this stuff. But yeah, so yeah, it was just me and Sierra for a minute, and then closer to it getting late, Ruben had came home. And Ruben, one thing about Ruben, and I believe that quote so much, that when a boy like you, he'll mess with you and like talk stuff to you and bully you. Because Ruben would always like say little stuff and try to be funny, but it was never like nothing too crazy, but he would say stuff. And so he got to the house, and you know, this is my first time spending the night there, and he like, oh hell nah, what he doing here, blah blah blah, like being funny. And you know, Sierra like, he's spending the night, like what you mean? And he like, oh well, you know, okay, he's spending the night. So the night goes on, and at this point, we had all been like just hanging out, me, Ruben, and Sierra. So we was all just kicking it, talking, laughing, doing stuff teenagers do, you know. And so I'm like, well, what's up? Because okay, so Sierra ended up going in the room, and I was in the kitchen, and this is where the story takes a turn. So I was in the kitchen, and I think I was like eating some chips or something, because I think at their house at the time, like you couldn't eat no snacks in like their rooms or nothing, so you had to sit at the table. So I'm sitting at the table and I'm eating some snacks, and Ruben is in there. He's sitting across from me, so it's like, imagine like, you know, a dining room table, like just like a rectangle dining room table. I'm on one head of the table and he's at the other head of the table, and we just sitting there. So next I am going to, I actually want to see, I feel like this concealer is my color. Yeah, so we're sitting at the table and we just chopping it up at this point. Like we just chilling, talking, and you know, we chilling. So I'm sitting there. I was gonna use concealer, y'all, but I don't want to, honestly. So we're not gonna use concealer, but we're gonna use foundation. So my foundation color, I have like all the colors almost, but I use Fit Me. I use the Fit Me foundation in the color Deep Bronze. It's 370. So yeah, and I don't use a lot of this at all. And let me wet my beauty blender. Hold on. Okay. So I just have to wet my beauty blender. So yeah. So we sitting at the table. Back to it. So we sitting at the table and we just talking, like I said, we just talking, chopping it up, nothing crazy. And I don't remember what was said. I swear, y'all, like, I know I shouldn't be telling a story time when I don't remember every detail, but I do remember a lot. And so basically what had happened was, it was a lot of unspoken tension with me and Ruben. Like, I feel like it was just like awkward, but it wasn't awkward. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting the foundation in the places where I want to cover up certain things. So I have like bags under my eyes, which I can see, and I just put the foundation along the line of the bags. But yeah, so it was just a lot of unspoken tension, and now that I'm older, I can say it was unspoken sexual tension with me and Ruben. So, you know, we wasn't really saying much. It was just more about the looks and the actions. So I'm sitting there at the table, and I'm just looking at him. I'm like, and he like, and I'm like, and he like, and I just feel like when Ruben used to look at me in my eyes, he used to do something to me. And I honestly don't know why, but it did. And it used to make me nervous. Like, no lie, y'all, it would be times where I couldn't even look him in his eyes. Like, it would be that intense. So he looking at me, and I don't know what made me do this, but I lift my leg up, and y'all know I'm tall. I've always been tall. I lift my leg up under the table, and it hit his foot. And when it hit his foot, I'm like, oh, my bad. And he like, no, you good? So I'm like, okay. So then my foot touches his foot again, but this time I don't say sorry because he said you good. So at this point I'm good. So I'm like, let me keep testing the water at this point. At this point in my life, I've never had sex with a boy. I probably have done a few little things, but I haven't went that far. So I'm like, let me test the water. Like, let me see what he on. Because at this point, I don't know. If y'all following me, I'm sorry, I'm trying to tell a story and tell y'all what I'm doing. But I'm just putting, like I said, I'm putting a foundation in all the places where I want to cover up certain things. So, yeah. So I'm testing the water, blah, blah, blah. And then, so like at this point, we playing footsie. And what I was going to say was, at this moment, I hadn't even suspected that Ruben was gay or that he liked men. I knew that Ruben was a ladies' man though. And you know, we young, but he was a ladies' man. Like, girls was going crazy over him. And honestly, you know, I'm not gonna lie, Ruben is the first boy I ever loved. So it's a lot for me. But what I will say is, I don't know why they used to be going crazy over him like that, because he not all that. Like, he not all that. He was cute, but he was not all that. But yeah, so girls used to go crazy over him, but you know, it just never gave to me, like, I never had no inkling to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get him, he DL, or he like boys. I never was thinking like that. So the fact that we're playing footsie, I'm like, I don't know. But I'm like, okay, well, let's just see where this goes. You know, I'm young, and I like what I like, so, you know, whatever. So we're playing footsie, playing footsie. Hee hee ha ha. And then Ruben reaches under the table and grabs my foot. Reaches under the table and grabs my foot. And I'm, at this point, I'm like, he grabs my foot and I'm like, cause I'm like, what he finna do? Like, so now I'm just gonna take the beauty blender and blend everywhere that I put foundation. So yeah, so he takes my foot and grabs it. Y'all, why? Why did Ruben put my foot on his, what's the word we gonna give it? Why Ruben grabbed my foot and put it on his joystick? And I'm like, boy, like, I'm like, what are you doing? But I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. When he put it on his joystick though, I'm like, oh, that let me know right there, like, what it was given. So at this point, I'm like, oh, I know what time it is, basically, like. I don't want to cover my tattoo. But yeah, so when he put my foot on his joystick, I knew what it was, because the joystick wasn't limpy. The joystick was up. If you know what I'm saying. If you're catching on, the joystick was up. So I'm like, oh wow. Like, I'm like, you know, because I ain't never been in no situation like this. If at that point in time, how old I was, being a teenager, an early teenager, if I had did anything with a boy, it was already initiated. It was never like leading up to nothing, build up. So this was intense for me, but I loved it. I loved every second of it, because it was like, oh my God, like, I couldn't believe that was happening. So I'm like, okay. And now that I think about it, y'all, I don't know where Sierra just disappeared in this story, which is crazy, because I feel like she went to the store or something, like something happened to where it was almost me and him alone. I think somebody was there because they used to have like a family member. They used to sleep in another room. But as far as like the living room, their room, the kitchen, like all of that was just us. So after him putting my foot on his joystick, I'm like, okay. So then he just keep doing it. Like he just keep putting it on there and doing little stuff, like moving it around and all type of stuff. And I'm like, okay, at this time, because now I'm older and I could say I'm into a little bit of a kink of a feet. Like it's okay. Like I like feet. Like as long as they clean and they gotta look a certain way, but I'm into that. So it's cool. But at the time I was younger and I'm like, okay, well this is not doing nothing for me, putting my foot on your joystick. I'm flattered. I'm flattered that you want my foot to feel your joystick, but it's not doing nothing for me. So after him steady doing that, he's like, you want to go in the room? And I'm like, yeah. You thought I was going to say no? You think I was going to say no? So he like, yeah, let's go in the room. So we go in the room. Wasn't a far walk at all. But I felt like, in the movies where the girl with the boy at the party and they go in the room, I felt like they're like walking behind, but yeah. So we go in the room and it goes down, but okay, so I noticed this about Ruben, and I feel like it's like a boy thing that boys do when they young and they experimenting and they like trying stuff out for the first time. It's like they want to do it, but then they don't want to go too far, but then they want to do it. So they be like awkward. So we get in the room and this nigga started play fighting with me, like wrestling. Like we're grabbing each other. It's like real rugged, but it's hot. This is hot. Like this is some hot stuff. So we like grabbing on each other, like hugging almost, but like grabbing each other, and we like wrestling around back and forth and all type of stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I'm not really like I'm into it though. I'm all here for it. But yeah, so I'm like, we doing that. And we did that for about a good 10 minutes. Like we throwing each other around on the bed, we pushing each other, never punching, just a lot of grabbing, like we was wrestling. So we did a lot of that. Why my camera just get dark like that out of nowhere? Is it hot? It's hot. Y'all, I don't know. Hopefully this is okay. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going. So yeah, so we do that for a good 10 minutes, and then it's at the point where now Ruben is grabbing me and like feeling my booty, and he's like feeling my booty like for real, and I'm like, ooh. So we lay on the bed and he's on top of me now. And when I tell you he is like grinding on me, like y'all know how y'all used to dry hump when y'all, yeah, like he's like on top of me like, baby, I don't, like it's giving that. Like if we didn't have no clothes on, baby, but we did. So yeah, so he's just like dry humping me, and I'm living, I'm getting my life. Like I'm laying in that bed, looking at the ceiling, feeling the air of his, I'm just like, whew, like, child. So, yeah, I'm like living for this moment right now. So, yeah, he's like dry humping me, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving every minute of it, literally. Loving every minute of it, and then we still doing that. And then pretty much from there, it just gets more intense. So I'm gonna stop because this is literally all I do, y'all. I don't even think I have it. I think it's in my car. I don't like lip gloss, but I'll put on like a little something I don't know. I've never done blush either, but I just feel like that's doing a lot. And I know black girls put on blush, so I'm like, I know I can put on blush, but let's see. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think blush my thing though. I'm just doing stuff at this point, y'all. It's kind of cute, but yeah, we're not doing all that. But yeah, so we grinding, we in the bed, he dry humping me, whatever. And then his mama, his sister, and his mom, whoever was gone, they got home. And the apartment wasn't that big, y'all. So, like, you know how in an apartment, when you come through the door, it's the living room, then the kitchen, and then to the room. So we had nothing but a second to hurry up and chow. When I tell you we hurry up and got ourselves together, like, it was so fast because child, was nobody trying to get caught. Like, nobody was trying to get caught. But yeah, so that was my first time. But I feel like I kind of played y'all on the story because that was the first time me and him had intercourse. Which, if y'all want to know that story time, leave a comment below and I will tell y'all. But yeah, but that wasn't the first time me and him actually like had intercourse. So if y'all want that story time, leave a comment down below and I'll give y'all that story time. And also, while you're watching, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, that was just like my first time with Ruben. Like, and after that, baby, what I will tell y'all is the reason why he's the first boy I've ever loved is because after that we had like a long, stretched out situationship almost. Like, pretty much I lost my virginity to him. And so within that, it was like I was attached and I was delusional, real delulu, because I knew that all the girls wanted him. He used to have girlfriends and all type of stuff, but I still was in love with this boy, like literally in love with this boy. And I had it in my head like, well, he ain't messing with no other boys. He just messing with girls, so that's fine. Which is real delulu. Like, you gotta be young to think like that because what? And knowing now, because he definitely I wasn't the only boy. I thought I was the only boy, but I wasn't the only boy. But that's some other tea. Like I said, if y'all want the full story, leave a comment down below and I will let y'all know the full story of the timeline of me and Ruben, like me and Ruben's story, because it's a story. But yeah, so pretty much after that happened, after that situation at his house where, you know, he came on to me and we almost got caught, from there, pretty much we took it to the next step, of course, because all that, we both teenage boys, clearly he ain't new to this. I'm new to this, but I'm not new to this, you know? So clearly the tension is there. So you knew it was gonna happen, but yeah, we ended up doing that. And you know, me and Sierra, this is clear gloss from Elf. Everything that I've done is affordable, but so me and Sierra remain friends throughout all of that, which is crazy. And you know, I kind of felt bad at times because I would feel like, damn, like, this my friend, like we became so close, like best friends almost. Like I considered them family within me and him even having that situation. I considered them family because I got super close to them. But yeah, you know, I felt bad because she didn't know, but at the same time it was like, I can't out your brother and still have something with him and then us still have a friendship. Like, it was never gonna work. So I was not able to express to her what we had going on because it just wouldn't have ended good. So couldn't do that. But yeah, that was the story time of my first time with a boy, my first time with Ruben. Ruben is definitely making his rounds, child. He made his rounds, as I would say. But yeah. I hope y'all like this. Hope y'all like this no makeup look by me. Yeah, I hope y'all love this no makeup look. Very affordable products. This is just for my fellas. Excuse me. This is just for my fellas who. This is for my fellas who want to get a seamless look. You know, you might be going for an audition to model, or you might be doing a video, or you might be going somewhere that you just want to look more polished up. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. This is the type of stuff that they do in Hollywood when men literally act. Like, half of the actors, even rappers that y'all see, literally do this. They get this done so that they can look more polished up. So don't come in my comments. Nobody will, because they ain't talking about Nathaniel. But yeah, this is just like a very quick, fast look. Y'all see how fast I did that? I hope this story time was good to y'all. But yes, get into it. Okay, y'all. Well, I hope y'all love this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you think about this video. Comment down below. And yeah, I love y'all so much. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.